Live. It didn't work, but we're live now. Trying to get too fancy, and it absolutely backfired. Look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one live arm wrestling stream in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie arm wrestler, and as always, you bloody dead set legends. You know what I've got here? It is everyone's favourite trophy. The 2019 Melbourne Cup left arm, 80 to 95 kilo, third place getter. The most sought after trophy here. And just joining me for a little bit, he will be going live a bit later on, but he's had enough. He's had enough of the whinging. He's had enough of the crying. He's one of the hottest things on YouTube at the moment. Very, very entertaining man. Can't get him an arm wrestling match at the moment. Everything just falls to pieces. He's got a case of the Ryan Bones about him. Him and Ryan can't get a match. But of course, it's my friend. It is your friend. It's the beer man, Evan. Welcome, my man.
Dude, that whole intro and starting the show, I need to break it down because I've got like a 10-minute rebuttal to go about that. One, did you actually make me listen to that elevator music just so that we don't have a good intro? That happened? Two, how do you have a guy on here that also runs his own live streaming while telling everybody how you have the best live streaming in the world about arm wrestling? It's so rude, man. Like, I would never do that to a guest, but you would. And I'm known for being rude.
Oh, you know, it's all about the marketing, mate. It's all about the sizzle, mate. I've got a third place trophy up and about.
That trophy that you pull out, I actually have a trophy right here to show off myself.
There it is, the number one.
And it's always within reach, just like yours.
Beautiful. Everyone is Stu is very happy. He is saying the beer man. White Wolf asks if you ever sleep.
Yeah. Not as much as I'd like to. Going to sleep always ends up getting pushed off for some reason. I just got too much to do. And then waking up is always just a miserable experience.
One thing I've got to ask, Jody Williams in the chat a bit earlier, did you ever pull with Velcro straps? Where was it? He mentioned about...
Oh, the Velcro straps? I have pulled with them. Never in competition, but we have used them on the practice table. And according to Travis Bajan, the Velcro strap is how you get rid of the King's move. So with a Velcro strap, you can't just tighten it, right? But it will never slide apart. That's how Velcro works. Like, it'll come open, but it'll never slide apart. It'll never loosen. Yeah. The problem is you can never really tighten it. You pull it over, you put it down. That's as tight as it is. Asking the ref to tighten it or something, it's not a thing with the Velcro strap. So you'll never be able to get it so tight that a guy can just pronate into it and be able to drop into the King's move. You just can't do it. The strap's not tight enough for that to work. You're going to have the other guy having enough room that he can wiggle around and start walking out of it. So Travis thinks of going back to the Velcro strap is the way to get rid of the King's move. Sure, they're not breaking the rules. Let them do it all they want. But these are the straps that we use here, so good luck.
There you go. I love it. Give him some fucking handcuffs or something like that. We just need it all in there. It's a very, very interesting take. We've got a poll going about the straps. It is all gone absolutely pear-shaped. People being called fat pussies. I actually got a very interesting Instagram message where apparently Levan went absolutely bananas at someone.
Are you going to pull this up? You know what? I told you I didn't want to go too far into it, but I don't give a shit. I actually like listening to myself talk, and I don't mind repeating myself. I can do the whole spiel right here with you and then just go do it again on my own. Whatever.
That's right, because not everyone's tuning into this that would tune into yours and vice versa, mate. That's why, I mean, how many times a week have we talked about King of the Table 3? And we love it. It's like, cool. We'll talk about it on Uncle John's. We'll talk about it on The Arm Wrestler. We'll talk about it on Evans. Who else is going on? Neil Pickup, John Brezink, Engen. We will talk about it flat out. We are now entering the phase of name calling. So the poll at the moment, it says, what rules do you like? Auto strap, slip into straps, or get rid of the straps easily? Evan, I ask you, what rules do you like regarding the straps?
Here's the problem. I'm going to need that question kind of narrowed down a bit. Are you asking me as a fan of arm wrestling? As a competitor? Are we talking tournaments? Are we talking super match? Like, all of these things really matter. Details matter when you're asking a question with importance like that. So as a fan of the sport, like more of a purist fan of the sport, right? Like, I've been doing this a long time and I really enjoy the sport for what it is. So I like the whole, if a legal slip happens, it goes to straps. An intentional slip gets called as a foul. I like that to watch for myself, right? The problem with that is I'm a real arm wrestler. Very, very few people are, in comparison to what we need if we want the sport to move on and continue to grow. So as a fan of arm wrestling, to watch the sport grow, I like the auto strap. I like it going straight into that set grip because we don't have to watch 10 minutes of screwing around to watch a 2-second match, right? I'd rather have more time with character development than we do with the nonsense that people are just getting frustrated with. People watch that stuff and they start tuning out before they ever get to the match. They don't care. They're not tuning back in either. So
I think one of the most frustrating things when it comes to arm wrestling is watching a 15-minute setup, watching a slip or that, and then the match finishes on elbow fouls or an intentional slip or things like that.
Now, as a competitor and a guy that likes to fight, I'm not the strongest guy on the table most of the time. I'm the guy that's going to outfight you. I'm going to bleed you as much as I can at every chance I get until you tire out and you're not strong enough to deal with me. And then I want the match to happen, or if I think I'm able to, just get tricky enough in the setup where I think I can get what I want on the go, then just go. But as a competitor, I want a completely different set of rules than I want as a purist type fan. Yeah. And even still against what I want as a fan that wants to see the sport grow. Anybody that's a competitive arm wrestler, obviously they want the sport to grow to the point where they can actually make money. Yeah. There's very few professional arm wrestlers. And I would like to see it if it gets to the place where you can have major leagues full of guys that this is their full-time job all across the world, right? So going with that, I think that's got to be really where I'm going to have to lean to if I only get to give one answer, though. What's going to be the best for sport growth overall?
Yeah,
and that's going to be auto strap.
Entertainment aspects, and I think that's the way it is going. I like a referee's grip, slip, strap. That's the way I like it. That's the way we're going to go. Jody Chocolate Thunder reckons that we're all just overthinking it, and we all just need to go. Jody, we're YouTubers. We will talk about anything, but I do like it. Killing Myself to Live says drinking at the table should be allowed.
I agree. If position's not gained, if I can hold my beer and the peg, they shouldn't be able to tell me no. Plus, if there's no position gained and I stop and drink that beer, there should be no foul called.
Yeah.
Not interfering with the match. Let me have my friggin' beer. Also,
I think your peg should be replaced. Your peg should be replaced where you can.
Yeah, let's get beers that have like a spike or something out of it, or like give me them in like a big chalice or something, and I got to set it back right into there and use it as the peg itself. That would be fantastic. I could just pull it out, have a beer, put it back.
Oh, you should have a match with someone, and we replace the side peg with a beer. But then there's a straw, big giant straw coming to like you're wearing a hat or something, and you're just absolutely smashing a beer while you're smashing someone's arm on the table.
Ref says go. You are allowed to start drinking. You are not allowed to pin your opponent until your beer is done.
I tell you, we don't worry about auto straps. I think we have just reinvented the sport for the entertainment purpose. Going to put a picture.
I've set this up. You're going to have one ref actually refereeing the match, and you're going to have side refs that aren't looking at the table. They're watching for beer level. And when their hand goes up, you're allowed to start attacking for the pin.
Yeah.
Until then, you must stay within this center zone realm, or it now becomes a foul because you brought it outside of there before you finish your beer.
Yeah. Now, I'll get it. Have you seen? I'm just putting a picture up now. Did you watch this video this morning?
I did.
So for those that are tuning in and haven't watched it, Devon is furious.
Is he?
He is furious. He has claimed that Levan and John have told some little fibs about what is going on regarding the rules when it comes to straps, and now he's just gone out and called Levan a pussy. He's a 415 pound or however much Levan is weighing. I like it. Is it Devon mind games? Is it mind fuckery? I don't know, but I absolutely love it that he's gone out and called him this. Evan, what do you think of the video?
I got an awful lot out of that video. One, Devon will, at any chance, take a fight to a personal level. He does not get tired the way that most people do, right? Like he spends 3 hours straight on the table. The only time he stops is for water. He doesn't get tired like we do. You don't want to get into a fired up state for a match. Most guys, because they will get tired even faster. Devon doesn't get tired, so he can get just as fired up and bring as much motion into it as he wants, and he's not going to get tired in the match. The other guy will. So anytime you see where Devon will stand there right in your face, like, what do you want to do about this? That's elevating heart levels for both guys, right? It's always going to benefit Devon, always. So I like it. Devon can start with this anytime he wants. Levan getting into it, I think, is a bad idea for him. I also don't think Levan actually gives a shit. I think Levan and his buddies are sitting around laughing, oh, Devon's trying to play these mind games. What if we just kind of poke at him a little bit? So this is their attempt at mind games coming back.
Oh, absolutely. And of course it is for me and you as well. We love it. It is great for the entertainment of the sport. It is great for, it's getting more and more people and more outsiders watching in. And of course, every single channel is now back focusing. I mean, there's millions of matches coming up this weekend and this month, but we're back focused on the June 25th. Now, if I go to Levan did try to reply. Where's me picture? He was commenting on Engen's Facebook thing, saying the rules were already agreed. Why did we even have a meeting with the organisers? They were not settled, period. It's a shame that no one can lie like that. And I think that's what's really hitting Devon, is saying he doesn't care. Just don't call him a liar. And he's jumped in. He's jumped in here saying, hello, world. Too many people had written me. So I wanted to comment on the drama. There are no rules mentioned. Blah, blah, blah. We have all seen this context. I'll leave it up there for another 10 seconds. I did read one comment. He calls it arm wrestling and not strap wrestling. Ironically, you use a lot more of your arm when you're in the strap.
Do you?
Well, for some people that have smaller hands, their hands taken out of it when the strap is on. So I
disagree, but okay.
So I think the whole back and forth thing is interesting. The one thing I did like about the Devon video with this whole strap debacle is he said, if you want to pay some more money, let's change the rules.
Right. Now, I would love to be a fly on the wall listening to Devon do these renegotiations. Oh, we're changing rules to benefit somebody? All right. Because now I'm going to be an awful big stickler. I don't want 30 seconds to ref grip. I want 45 minutes. His opening offer is going to be 45 minutes to get your grip, right? And they're going to try to whittle him down, but he'll never accept anything less than 5 minutes to get a grip, and you have to attempt to take your grip.
Yeah. And
right? And it still may go badly for Devon in the first round, second round, even if he has 5 minutes to fight the guy beforehand, right?
Yeah.
But he's going to be able to get a slip by round 3, and now you've had to fight him for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I do think that they're playing a very dangerous game, going back and forth with Devon. If I was Levan, I wouldn't have said a thing at all, because I don't know how real this is. I'm just gonna look at I haven't blocked out the comments. I'm just getting this up. I got a message this morning from a gentleman. He was sharing a photo. And he reckons that the Levan Instagram account has wrote, F you and F that man who is lying bitch. And he replies, good luck with your match. Levan gives him the finger. He writes, show the contract, then you effing, where's the other bit? Show the contract, then you effing fat pussy. Then apparently Levan writes back, suck my dick, bitch. And it goes on, F your mum. And a bit like that.
And who's this between?
So a random guy on Instagram that just hit me up, and apparently Levan, and it appears to match and things like that. So it's gone nuts. I wonder if I can send you the photos.
Well, that's amazing. So Levan's getting into it with just random dudes.
Apparently, but saying I'm going to F your mum and give me some oral pleasure.
Oh, I would not be okay with Levan going anywhere near my mother.
No, I'm not okay with Levan going anywhere near me, let alone poor mum Aussie arm wrestler. So thank you very much, Lethal Arms Network, says Evan is the man, drinking a Mitch Ultra for you.
Yeah, Michelob Ultra, those no carb beards. So, Paul Lynn can keep abs while drinking as much beer as he wants. Yeah. I mean, I prefer my beer to taste good, but if you want abs, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's what I do. I just don't eat. I just drink my meals.
Yeah. Liquid diet. Nothing wrong with that. We all were, Marcus Thompson, in Engen's chat, and so was John Brezink. He says, contract had nothing to do with the rules, had no idea what the rules were. If they would be up for discussion or change. Just so happens they tried them with King of the Table too, but someone cried so hard they had to change them back. So I can't see how Devon didn't know this was coming.
Well, we saw John all crying on his lives talking about how he doesn't think these rules are fair anymore, but he signs up knowing what the rules are in the league, right? Now, here's the thing. This is, at this point, for those guys, a professional sport, and they're pulling in a very large professional league.
Yeah.
If you play football and you're in the NFL and the league changes their rules, you don't just get to renegotiate your contract either. Right?
Yeah.
In hockey, they changed the rules. Now you're allowed 2 line passes to increase the speed of the game. Right? Every player in the NHL doesn't just get to go, no, that's not what I signed up to play in. I don't want to play unless you give me more money now. It's look, you either play or you don't. You can go home. We're not making you. But that's what the rules are here now. Deal with it. And I think the league does have the right to do that. It's their rules. But for Devon, the whole arm bet thing, you're going to have to go back, and it is going to change the stakings. You're going to have to refund all of that and open it new again. And for Devon, especially with that, I would want to have a very clear rule set laid out very early so you can get that on there, right? I don't think Devon has, he's not wrong by saying we all know the rules when we signed up. Why are you trying to change it now? Now, Ryan had said, did you watch his video on it?
Yep.
Where
with his contract. Yep.
Ryan has signed a King of the Table contract. And he said that has nothing to do, there is nowhere in the contract that talks about the rules. Levan says it doesn't say anything about the rules in the contract. John said it says nothing about the rules in the contract. Devon showed a highlighted paragraph of his contract that does show about the rules.
2.2.
So I've got a few people saying that they've signed these contracts, has nothing to do with rules. I've got Devon showing a contract, showing some of the rules. Who are you going to believe here? Well, the guy showing it, probably.
Yeah.
Right? But still, you're pulling for that league. They're the big professional league that you want to be the one you want to be working for. If they change the rules, fucking deal with it. Like, it is what it is. And
so then now the King of the Table...
Not 8 days out. You still have time to train for this rule set. Are you getting paid enough to compete? Their rules are their rules. Take it or leave it. But then
so going back, and I love how you brought in other sports and rule changes like this. So yes, Devon has agreed to certain particular rules in order to pull against Levan. Now the King of the Table have gone and changed their rules. So that's like if I've been signed to, the Toronto Raptors as a 3-point shooter and then the NBA take away the 3-point line, am I still eligible because I've signed the contract saying I'm able to shoot 3-pointers? Do I still get 3-pointers, or does Devon's contract now become a little null and void and they have to renegotiate the contract?
It's got nothing to do with me, man. They can do whatever they want.
I know. I'm asking your opinion, Evan. I know you're not the boss.
I'm not going to lie to you. I got people bugging the fuck out of me nonstop. Normally, I'm not on till later, so they know to get a hold of me now for like work and shit like that. Yeah. But you're going to have to re-go over that question for me.
So it was more... Devon signed a contract for his fight for King of the Table 4. King of the Table 4 has then changed the rules. Do King of the Table core sports have to honor Devon's contract, or because the rules have changed, do they have to renegotiate the rules and the contract?
They can do whatever the fuck they want. They make the rules. It's their league, right? Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. You either want to be part of their league or you don't.
There you go.
At the end of the day, Devon has the option of not competing if he doesn't want to show up. Take your ball and go home. Pull a Michael Todd when the strap broke. Do what you want. But if you want to get paid, you're going to have to show up and you have to fight with their rules.
Yeah.
I mean, this match for Devon, I know, is not about money.
No.
Right?
No, he wants to be the best in the world and shut everyone up.
That this dude has been working towards for 30 plus years. Right? This is like the culmination. This is, he was the number one guy in the world, both hands, and he held the number one right-handed for a long time straight. Like, I'm pretty sure he's had the longest run as number one in the world right-handed. Now, John has like longer time when you include all of the times he was ranked number one.
Yeah.
And by ranked number one, I'm going with the lineal number one title kind of thing that Eric Roussin did for the Arm Wrestling Archives.
Yeah. Great website. If you haven't checked that out, armwrestlingarchives.com.
Here's the thing. If you're arguing with Eric, you're wrong. So I just take his as what I base my shit off of. Right? So Devon's had a lot of impressive shit. Like, it's really hard to top what he's done.
Yeah.
But this is still the peak of Everest for him in arm wrestling. Like, this is a much higher mountaintop than what he's ever done before. So
yeah,
this is really big, and it's a lot more than money for him. And he should be very, very attentive to what these rules are and changes and stuff like that. And I see no reason why you don't want to have your best foot forward. If you can have the rules benefiting you, you're crazy not to.
Yeah, and you bring that point up, and I'm glad you did, because everyone sits there and they're like, oh, Devon's whining, Devon's whinging, he's making it all about themselves. Please tell me, all those people that are against Devon, that when you arm wrestle, if you do, that you're not trying to get your webbing a little bit higher. You're not trying to get your hand in a better position before the ready go. So you're negotiating the grip to benefit you. Devon, if he can, is negotiating the rules to benefit him. Two options. Levan doesn't have to say yes. Levan can sit there and say, he's claiming the rules were never discussed. I find that very hard to believe. I think Levan just went, yeah, let's just have the match and let me crush him. And then Devon's like, well, here are the rules. And then he just kind of signed and did whatever.
Well, here's the thing. It's not Devon saying, here's the rules, sign it on. It's King of the Table saying, here's the contract, sign it if you want. And the understanding should be that it's under the same rules that King of the Table has been using. Now, if the contract actually has rules in it, it becomes a little bit stricter. And yeah, if you change the rules and they are in the contract, you're going to need to have a new contract, right? Which now, new contracts often are going to have negotiations involved with them. That's just how contracts work. You don't just sign something new without talking about it. Well, I wouldn't.
Well, it's interesting. So then, do you think a new contract will be drawn out, or do you think Devon will just sit back and go, I'm happy with these ones?
Well, you don't have that choice. If they change their rules, okay, now they need a new contract because your competition's not there. The owner of the company and the major league is always the one that's protected and has the option of terminating said contract at any time.
Yeah.
They can just wipe that contract. Gone. Here's a new offer. You want to pull or not? The other match isn't happening anymore. That event is literally canceled, but now we're doing a new event called King of the Table 4 on the same day.
Yeah.
Would you like to be part of it?
Play that one. Dallas says, everyone saw 2 King of the Tables events. And
hang on 1 minute. Hello.
Hey, buddy. Are you guys training on Saturday?
We will be training on Saturday and watching the fights. I'm actually live on Aussie Arm Wrestler's channel here.
Hey, Devon.
Ready, bang, huh?
Yeah.
Ready, bang.
Ask him when he's going to come on the show.
Well, I won't interrupt you.
He wants you on the show.
Hey?
He wants you on the show.
Yeah, I got to get on there with him. I got to love that guy. Love that guy.
Yeah.
I'm more of a watcher than I am a participant these days.
So yeah.
Hey, well, through the phone, I'll just tell all the watchers of the Aussie Arm Wrestler show that Levan and John Brzenk are fucking liars. That's all you got to know. People accuse me of being all sorts of things, but they are fucking bullshit liars.
We were actually just discussing at length all of this whining going back and forth between you two.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's freaking brutal. You sign a contract. Like, if you had questions, I know I certainly had questions. I know I certainly clarified. People are saying all sorts of stuff like, oh, everybody's right. No, not everybody's right. Ask the promoters what the truth is. Anybody who has a question, message Core Sports. Ask Don Idris. Be like, yo, is Devon full of shit or is Levan full of shit? Or is John full of shit? Let me tell you, there's a reason why the rules didn't change King of the Table 2 and why they're not going to change the King of the Table 4. Because I'm right and they're liars.
If Core Sports wants the rules to change, they're going to change.
Well, yeah, but they'd be in violation of agreements.
Yeah, but they can just wipe that contract. They can scrap that whole show and just do a new show. Do you want in or not? They can do what they want.
Yeah, of course they can. Of course. And the same way that I could scrap my contract or Levan could scrap his contract.
Right. So it's either you're going to pull or you're not. Somebody's got to stop with all the pissing and moaning. I think you should box them.
Whatever.
Will Devon renegotiate the contract or stand still?
Hey, Have a good show, guys. I love you guys. All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you on Saturday, buddy.
Hey, are you at practice tonight?
Yeah.
Till when?
Probably like 10:30 or so.
Okay, fuck that. I'll probably be off my live by then.
Yeah.
All right, later, buddy.
Thanks, Devon. Thanks, Evan.
I figured you wouldn't mind me answering that call real quick.
Nah, I didn't mind at all. Yeah, that was, I love it. For me, with it all, I'm just a big fan of brutal honesty. I think that's why I'm drawn to you. I think that's why a lot of people are drawn to you, Evan, drawn to Uncle John, Ryan Bowen, and things like that, because there's no sugarcoating it. This is what we feel and how we go. Marcus Thompson with the super chat, he says, send Levan this to buy some straps, get practice, buddy. All joking aside, this might be a piss take, but very dangerous. The talent could walk away and the match may never happen.
Well, it's always possible, but man, you're going to have to get negotiating some fears to have Devon walk away from this match.
Yeah.
I could see Levan walking away from this match before Devon does. I mean, I think Devon would put up with some serious rule changes that are not good for him before he would walk away from this.
That is an absolute ripper poll question, Evan. Who walks away first?
I think the match is going to happen. So at some point, I think they're all going to just be unhappy about it. And that's how you know you got a good deal made, when everybody feels fucked.
Yeah. And while you're voting in the poll, guys, hit the like button. We've got 100 Dead Set Legends in the chat. We've got Evan hanging and banging with me. Hit the like button. Let's get it up over 100 and get the votes in of who you feel. Straight off the bat, 15 votes. 87% are saying that it is Levan that he's going to have.
Well, he's already got that top spot. You know, the benefit for him pulling is he gets paid. The downside, if he loses, he's not worth as much anymore. He's not going to make as much in his next one. So if Devon really is that dangerous to him, if he's that afraid of it, I could see him wanting to negotiate harder. You don't want to fucking risk your stock.
So, of course. Branding.
But why the fuck would Levan be afraid of this skinny old man?
Yeah, because if Levan loses, I think I'll live stream for like 30 hours straight. I'll be reading all the internet. But yes, when you're advertising someone as the second strongest person in the world, it doesn't do well for his branding. Where Devon doesn't win, lose, or draw, we're watching him. We're all over him. And I believe Levan will still have that. But yeah, it hurts Levan more losing than it does to Devon.
Absolutely does. Devon's not supposed to win. That's the thing about being the underdog.
It's the best. And I absolutely love like Devon just coming on and reiterating what he said in that video. He was like John, and like he's got no problem, John and Levan lying, pussies, and things like that. Yeah. And yeah, BPJ, you get it right. We know when Aussie means he says live stream for 30 hours straight. That is happening. Devon's forearm reckons Levan needs this.
No, he does not need this match. He doesn't. He could take any match that he wants. He's the biggest, baddest dude in the world right now. He can do what he wants. He doesn't need to pull there. He can go anywhere.
Interesting take. I'll always show both sides of the story. Devon cries and walks first. Levan is fine with Devon having Evan as a tag partner, and he will still pull.
I don't see how I'm a tag partner in this. I think I'm being extremely impartial.
And look at your thumbnail. Just look at your thumbnail. So Evan is going live in 2.5 hours. I'm live a bit earlier today, just of course, because I wanted to talk about it. Evan wanted to come on because he's a ledge and we all love him, because I've got a bit on for today helping plan my wife's baby shower. So that's That's no one needed to know that, but I was just telling you all about it. I think people just sit there because Devon's calling you about practice, so everyone's like, oh. But even I think it was Beer Man. I think it was on Wednesday. Devon jumped on for a bit, and you just rode him. You got stuck into him, or it might have been the week before.
Tuesday.
And
Devon's been calling in fairly regularly. I think he's been on like 3 or 4 times in the last 2 weeks. He just I send him the link and it's like he's busy a lot of the time. And sometimes it's like, okay, well, I went to pick up the kid at dance class or jiu-jitsu practice, and I'm sitting in the parking lot for a half hour waiting, and he just hops on with us.
Yeah, it's he's
also a complete dill hole with me every time he's on my channel. He's just cursing and swearing and talking about wildly inappropriate things. He flat out says he tries to get my channel demonetized.
I think the world would be a very sad place if Evan jumps off the YouTube. It is growing, and if you're an Aussie Arm Wrestler fan and you haven't jumped on my guy Evan's channel, you are missing out big time. Between there's 3 of us, me, Evan, and Uncle John, we're live every day, together or separately. And it's 1, it's addictive. 2, it's the best. 3, when you jump on Evans, it's it's madness, especially when you get to like the 2.5, 3 hour mark on your Tuesday night show. Ludicrous. You need to include subtitles near the end there.
Oh man, sometimes it's like the Thursday night or Saturday night when I'm sitting around bored and I don't have a co-host to kind of rein me in at all, and it's just like drinking and Q&A. And like I went through like 36 beers in 4.5 hours the last one. So it's like I try to rewatch it and I'm like, how are people still watching this? Because I can't even understand what I'm saying when I just skip into the later parts of it. And I see the video, it's like, oh, I'm giving the people shit that are still here. I'm like, how is there still over 100 people watching this? I can barely talk. What's wrong with you? Do you not have anything better to do?
It's brilliant. And it's not that they've got anything better to do, but if you're going to sit down and watch an hour of TV, do you want to watch a rerun of Friends? Or do you want to watch Evan speak incoherently when he doesn't have a leash and try and figure out what he's saying? It's almost half arm wrestling show, half game show. It's like, guess what Evan is saying? Oh, translate it.
But I can't figure out what I have more fun doing. When I've got co-hosts and like we're actually covering topics and I'm staying fun. Like when I was on Neil's show the other day, Neil asked me to keep the drinking and swearing down. Okay, I can do that. Like I don't have to be the beer man all the time. I can be Evan. That's cool. I mean, I still drink and swear, just nowhere near as much.
Yeah.
But I like doing that. I like doing it whenever I've got you or John or somebody with me and we can have some back and forth. But I really think the most fun I have is when it's just me talking with the fans, reading all the comment section, and I'm just having a good time interacting with people.
Because both is awesome. I love the guest. I feel good host, keep it rolling, keep it flowing. I love doing that. But then also I want to make sure I hit the comment section, because without these guys, we're 2 idiots talking to ourselves. Without the legends that are in the chat, we're in a lot of trouble.
The shows run a lot smoother when I've got somebody that's like professional with me. Working with you or John, super easy. Neil, I'm not so sure about, because I was just taking a piss at him the whole time, getting him all ruffled up.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
So I'll find out next week how easy it is to actually work with Neil. I'm not going to try to like get him all fired off the whole time.
Are you going live again with him?
Yeah, we didn't cover like anything that Neil had on the docket because I poked at him a little bit. Oh man, he gobbled that bait up so fast. And then we're supposed to have an hour and a half max, to an hour and a half, right? we end up going 2 hours, but an hour and a half of it was him just going off because I set him off. So he's like, okay, you're going to have to come back next week, same time, same place. We'll do this again, and we'll get through what I want to.
Mate, we'll have 10, 12 parts. Will be good. Thank you, Marcus Thompson, the Money Slam. We were talking off camera, the Money Slam, and he's going to come on the show when he gets back from holiday, the Money Slam. And he says, Devon's going to kill someone at his next practice. The mood he's in. Everyone is going to look like Levan, even Evan.
Well, he's got practice like tonight, but they're actually going to have some good stuff. I'm sure Devon's going to have videos out of it later on. They're doing like a team versus team super match thing at practice tonight. So that'll be fun. I think Porkchop's even pulling a match.
Oh, beautiful. He's got the 2-on-1 action this weekend, which is awesome.
Not this weekend.
No, April 23rd. April 23rd.
Yeah.
Apologies. I keep forgetting because I'm at a wedding and I've got to try and fit that in. I've got to try and fit there's something else early in the morning. Tyson Fury, boxing, and then
when's the Tyson fight?
Same day, but I think just a little bit earlier in the morning.
On the 23rd?
In the morning for me. Yeah, I believe Tyson Fury's fighting on the 23rd.
And which one's he fighting? Usyk?
I have it. I've got a photo of it. I should have written it down. Where's that photo gone? I've probably deleted it. I took it off this way. What's it called? Bleacher Report.
Are you doing the supper thing now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't find where he's. Dillian White.
Oh yes, Dylan White.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Joshua that's fighting the other guy.
Yeah. So thank you, Performance Enhancing Pancakes. Thank you, everyone, as we're sitting there. Stupid me could have just asked the chat.
Seems way easier. The other thing is, I just saw something about Tyson Fury on YouTube today. I didn't get to watch the video. I assumed that it was clickbait, but I saw a video like that was posted today that Tyson Fury's retired from boxing, doesn't care anymore.
It might be clickbait.
But I mean, you can't pull out of a contract worth that much money. Like, the lawyers will be all over you for it.
Yeah. Well, Fox 8 Ball says Evan is actually a really good guy, like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, look, 8 Ball, I'm going to have to ask you very politely to go fuck yourself. I've got a reputation to uphold.
You can't be nice to Evan. You're not allowed to.
Man. You can't be telling people shit like that.
Yeah, Fox 8 Ball, that means Evan actually likes you all the time. Because every time I'm like, Evan, you're a star, thanks heaps. And he'll be like, Jake, man, I tell you all the time, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you can't talk like that. The other thing I wanted to just finish about all of these lives that we do.
Yeah.
The reason I like the just me with the fans Q&A is because I get to interact so much with them that, it's, I don't know. I have more fun kind of just doing that, even though the shows may not be as good, I guess, to rewatch. They're terrible to rewatch because
you got to be in the action.
Yeah. But to actually sit there and talk to them, and you don't need to super chat in because I'm reading like everything unless it gets too busied up, right? Yeah. Sometimes I end up like 15 minutes behind. There's just too many people. And it's like, okay, anything that's in the rest of this chat, sorry, I didn't get to it. I'm skipping to the bottom.
Yeah.
Re-ask your question if you have to. Sorry.
Yeah. And without these guys, we're in all sorts of trouble. I'll just go back to the poll at the moment. We have who walks away first, 93 votes and 65% say Levan. In a probability, Evan, 0 to 100%, what are the chances of this match getting cancelled, postponed, cancelled, whatever?
Like by somebody walking away from the table?
Yeah, or they try and renegotiate, can't renegotiate, and the match is called off.
I don't think anybody would like price themselves out of the match. I don't think it's really going to be about the money at this point. Like, I can't see either one of them just saying, not enough money, pay me more, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I can't see Core Sports walking away from it. They've kind of got a lot invested already. But at the end of the day, they can just say, this is how we're doing it, yes or no. And then one of the guys can walk away. I can't see Devon walking away in any way. Like, you could give him a WAF rule set and he's still going to do it. He's just not going to be happy about it, I think.
Yeah.
The only one I could see walking away is Levan. And I really don't think that's on his to-do list. I really think this is more an attempt just to fuck with Devon.
I think it is as well.
The problem is Devon's like the one guy that it won't work with. You might be able to set him off, but it's not going to help any, right? Anybody else in the world, if you can get under their skin enough. Now, I know you can get under Devon's skin. I've done it.
Clearly, I mean, yeah.
I mean, you can ask Devon, like any of the loudmouths that he's ever dealt with in the sport, I've never been able to get under his skin quite like I do. I am really good at doing this. Like, every single person I've ever played with, it's always a big red button. Like, you just so easy to find.
Yeah, you found his lane. We'll get to a few comments. We've got Paul Barrett with a $2 super chat. Thanks, mate. He says, "Beer man, can you beat Larry?" Ready?
Both
bang.
hands.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I
Left
100%.
hand really easily. Right hand, I'm gonna have to fight the son of a bitch. But
Yeah,
luckily, he's gonna get tired faster than me.
Hopefully, he comes to Australia, and then I can say, "Pull Evan." Mate, Ben Young has hit the nail on the head. This is the name of your documentary. From alcoholic to YouTube workaholic, the evolution of the beer man.
I am not an alcoholic. I am a drunk. There is a difference. Alcoholics go to meetings and drunks go to parties.
That's yeah. That's you idiot. That's that's the best. I've been around, unfortunately, a few alcoholics in my life, and there's a difference between a drunk and an alcoholic. With this whole strap-on debacle, what would be your set of rules? We've got the Beer Man League. When it comes to regards to setup, strap, ready, go, what's your ideal
Well,
situation?
again, do we have like camera crews and production? And is this on TV?
You've got the whole shebang.
So I have to run the league that's on mainstream television.
ESPN.
We're trying to keep growing the sport, build the fan base. You're going to walk to the table and the strap is getting put on.
Why?
So we don't have to waste the time. And while you're you kind of see the guys coming out, we'll have like the screen move off to the corner where we can still watch these guys doing whatever they're doing while the strap is going on. But that's when you're airing some of the commercial about who the guys are, right? Like there's more on character development than there is on watching this. So there's no reason for them to do a whole lot of jibber jabber because they know they're not on TV yet. And as that strap is being tightened, you're back into the match and it's just ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it, I understand it. I mean, I'm just a terrible strap puller, so you'll never see me on ESPN in a strap match. It's got a good visual, the strap.
But if you really want to go to it, I would set it up. I actually really, really like what the Table Monkeys did at this one event, right? So when you get to the table, shake hands with your opposite hand. Then you shake hands with your competing hand. When you take a grip in the air, knuckles are showing, everything's fair, your elbows aren't on the pad. We lift our elbows up till we're like face height. We set it straight down in the center into a lock position. If one of the guys is covering the knuckles or the shoulders isn't square, foul. Do it again. Yeah. Take your grip, bring them up and straight, bring it down, and the ref yells go. And I have done this at practice with guys. Like when I find out this is the tournament I'm going to be going to, I'm both reffing at it and competing in it. I need to familiarize myself with how to do this.
Yeah.
Anybody that was looking to actually have a match, when you grab their hand, turn it straight, lift it up, bring it straight down and set your shoulders, everything is so fair. Both guys feel comfortable at all times. There is no way that this could go wrong unless somebody is just being ornery about it. And I would just foul the guy out. Sure, they might still slip. We'll tie that strap on. You'll straighten out. We'll come up. I'll tell you down. It comes down. I yell go. It's fantastic and it runs smooth. And if somebody is cheating in it, it's very, very clear that one guy either doesn't understand what he's supposed to be doing or he's just not listening. And then you can just foul him out. You don't want to take part? Fine. Don't. But if you want to pull, you're going to follow the rules. And we're going to do this quickly and smoothly.
If anyone knows the actual video of the table monkeys there, can we chuck it in the description? Because I remember you talking about this a while ago, and I'd like to watch it again.
Yeah, I don't remember when my Wasaga event was when I pulled Conrad, but it was 2 weeks after that. I think it's August, somewhere in August. And the Table Monkeys put a video out explaining how to do it. Now, in the tournament itself, very few guys actually did it. But when we went through this at practice, everything was comfortable for both guys. There's no opportunity to just keep reaching around. It's when people set their arms down and then they try to regrip. They're not listening. That's not what the rules say. Now, their rule set was if anybody moves or opens their hand or something instead, when they come down, it's straight to a ref's grip.
Yeah.
But I would have said it should have been a foul. If you want to employ that rule, enforce that.
Yeah. It's, absolutely. And that's the thing. I do find it interesting. A lot of people complaining about the pullers, complaining about the rules and things like that. Then try and do what the Table Monkeys did. Tiny and the crew over there doing some fantastic stuff. Try a new rule. Start a no strap tournament. Try it with all your mates. Try an anti-Kings move tournament. Go, yeah.
Yeah, use a Velcro strap when you're doing this new rule tournament, right? And they're also doing a lot of team-based events where you accumulate points for your team based on how the match goes. You know?
Yeah.
If you can make your opponent quit, you get more points. Downside to that is you spend more time in the match and you've got several matches to do, so you're burning yourself out to get a couple extra points for your team. Not necessarily a good idea. If you can flash them, you get so many points. Any fouls accumulated during the match are like knocking a point off. So if we have a 3 foul system, you get 2 fouls, and then I flash you, I'm getting 4 points for my win instead of 1, right? So the whole team-based thing is really cool, plus a point system to really figure out who the real winners are, not just win-loss. Like there's a whole lot of cool stuff that they're working with, and they're really just growing and starting out with this. But I really like what they're doing.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's why I'm enjoying watching them, because they're trying something. They can get on there and we've all got our own opinions, some better than others, but I do enjoy that they're at least trying. It's like, hey guys, come over here, team based, elbows up in the air. They're absolutely doing it as the chat is going wild. I've been putting you there, I haven't been reading them out, but I've been putting some good ones up on the screen. And Mason said the strap thing is pretty wild. I think people should pull regardless of the rules. Just be better if you'll win. What else have we got? Some really good chats. I'll try and keep up with the chats, guys. Really appreciating. We had Gorilla Tape from Devon's forearm. He reckons people should just pull in Gorilla Tape. Marcus Thompson thinks we should pull in the handcuffs like we spoke about earlier. Everyone going nuts in the chat. I absolutely love it. Now, I'm all about creating discussion. I love discussion. It is what we do for a living. We love discussion. I'll probably go with Facebook and Reddit. Are they getting out of hand now? Because we are getting into a stage which, when a sport grows, this happens. I see it. I'm involved in a lot of NBA chats, wrestling chats, fighting chats. You've seen it. You've seen it all happen. Now we are getting into a part where if you the name calling, the mind-boggling stuff where you and I can disagree. We disagree on a few things, but we can disagree on some stuff. But then we get along, we have a beer, we're fine. But now I'm seeing a lot of the time on social media, the name calling, like Devon's a bitch. Oh, well, you're a fucking idiot for saying that, you big dickhead. And it's just getting real nasty. Like I'm watching people call legend arm wrestlers like in the chat idiots and things like that. And like, well, a bit more beyond idiots. But is this good? Or is this bad for the sport?
Anybody that doesn't want to get involved with it just doesn't have to go on to these threads. You become a willing participant. I don't feel bad for you at all if you get ripped apart.
Yeah.
And drama sells.
It does.
Look back over the years. Soap operas, wrestling, pro wrestling. It's just like the ultimate drama soap opera for men. Right?
Yeah.
You've got storylines that you're following, and there's builds and climaxes to all of these storylines. It's what it is. It's a soap opera that guys like fight about. It's drama sells. So
yeah.
I've got no problems with however far the drama goes. In fact, I prefer if they bring it to the extremes.
Yeah, I look, go nuts, do what you want. When it comes to social media, I'm more of a reader. I'll get the popcorn out and I'll get a bit excited. But I feel that a lot of people just, if someone is sitting there and they're attacking you, don't take it seriously. Don't let it bother you. Just shut up and don't cry or fight back, because a lot of these people just don't have anything better to do. And Devon's Forearm says, all this rule discussion is great for the sport. Get better rules in the end. Fan feedback and pro pullers. Absolutely, mate. We are loving it. Team Devon all the way from Josh the Flat Earth Jedi says, Levan will be in mental shambles by the time the match gets here. I don't think Levan will be in shambles, guys. Hear me out. I have a feeling Levan doesn't do too much of his social media stuff. I think he has someone that helps him out with that, and he might bring up some things. I'll watch your response on this. But I don't think Levan. I think Levan sees about 3% of everything.
I hope you're correct on that. Levan should not be getting involved with this. He should not be watching anything that Devon says or reading any of the comment section, especially if he is actually confident. Unless you are truly narcissistic, you are going to be susceptible to all of this stuff. Some people don't care, right? They just don't give a shit. For me, I don't care. I don't even need to believe that I'm going to win myself for me to go out there and fight as hard as I can. So either that's narcissistic of myself, or, I just don't actually care. Whatever.
Yeah.
But anybody else, like if he's actually falling into any of this and things are upsetting him, he is going to either be really angry by the time the match comes, and he's going to get tired. Devon's different. He is literally the one exception to this, because he does not get tired. And that is really the biggest advantage or disadvantage of all of this stuff. If you can piss somebody off, they're going to get tired. It's just a fact. That's how the body works.
Yeah.
I don't think Levan should be involved with any of it. It should be somebody else running his pages for all of this stuff. And,
I think it could. I think it could be. And the one thing, because it's a sport at the end of the day, and I'll let you finish, sorry, Evan, is 2 comments back to back. Josh the Flat Earth Jedi says Levan is already crumbling, and Devon has got it, hasn't even got started. And then literally in the next comment with a different set of goggles, The Drew says, I don't think Levan actually cares that much. That's what's good about the sport. I think we need to just really kick back and just enjoy the show. Captain Obvious, get rid of the straps. Go with the Chinese finger traps. And the money slam. Marcus Thompson, thank you very much for your support. And thank you, everyone, for the support. And thank you, Evan. I'm not going to say too much good about you because I don't even fucking like you anymore, but I do appreciate your time. And that's
fantastic.
It's that stupid smile. I love seeing you just go on a rant, and then it's like a delayed thing, and then you just smile, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you. That's awesome. Marcus Thompson, thank you very much. He says, Evan has his own entourage now. Big time Charlie. TJ and boys spoil him weekly beer time. Yeah, man, I think it's cool. I like that you have a following. I like that you have a loyal following and things like that. It's great. It's good for the sport, and it's good for you personally, financially, and I'm big on supporting as much as I can. Amina says, I think Levan or his people get Larry Core Sports to change the rules for King of the Table 3 at the last minute, so then they could make King of the Table 4 use those rules, and it wouldn't look like a change at King of the Table 4 just for Levan.
Yeah, if they could do it at King of the Table 3. I love a bit of
conspiracy.
Yeah, get that precedent set so you're allowed to have it changed. That could work really well. So, just to finish on what I was hitting there.
Yeah.
Even if Levan and his buddies are sitting around there laughing and Levan's like, I really don't care, but yeah, we can go ahead and do this. The thing is, if he's aware of it at all, I don't think that he actually doesn't care or reads any of this and isn't upset about it in any way. Even if he does truly believe he's just going to smash this, no problem. There's no way that you're not going to be pissed off enough where it's like, I want to smash him so hard just because of this stuff. And that's a bad thing too.
Yeah.
Well, bad for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean Brophy, I see you on all the other channels. Thank you very much for your generous super chat, as for everyone else. I saw you go head-to-head with the Money Slam the other night. Boy, oh boy, was I a little bit jealous, but I did love it because it was my mates. And
Man,
I see
Sean and Marcus,
on all the
they
channels.
just fight about it.
Yeah. And, I just really, thank you very much, Sean. Really do appreciate it. You're dead set legend. And I really enjoy the support because, you and I, Evan, we like to be on camera. We like to have a chat. That's how we show our support to the community. People like Sean, the Money Slam, go out and do this. So Sean Brophy, change your last name to Trophy. I really do appreciate it.
Did you know that Sean and Marcus are actually working together to buy me my very own liquor store?
Oh, that is brilliant.
So I will be doing my lives from a liquor store in the future. I actually was really thinking about buying a skid of beer and getting rid of this couch and making myself a throne out of beer cases.
Do
and
it.
Whenever he sees my throne getting smaller, it's like, he's running out of beer.
Speaking of thrones, ladies and gentlemen, it is my queen, Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler. She's about to go to work, and I asked her, please come and say hi, because I didn't get to say good morning.
Hello, how are we?
Jake, why don't you go to work, let her have a seat, and we'll finish out the show.
Wow, fun fact. I'll drop the news on you, Evan. Fun fact, Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler, it's her last day of work before school holidays. She's a primary school or elementary school teacher. I'm going to do a full podcast with her next week. A full live podcast.
I forgot about that.
Is it one of the 24-hour ones?
Oh.
I would get booted off, and everyone would be super chatting, saying, "Get rid of Aussie Arm Wrestler and keep Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler."
Not at all.
I'm ready to start that trend right now.
Stand up any longer.
Yeah, show everyone your basketball.
It's getting big.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm pretty excited.
How many is that for you guys?
No, this is our first.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were told, sorry, we've gone off the chat a bit, guys. Everyone knows how much I bloody love my wife. We were told that we weren't allowed for at least another 2 or 3 years. So this is an absolute miracle because of what happened with Jess and the cancer stuff. So
very lucky.
So now that this has happened, we're like, oh,
That's
you
fantastic,
bloody
guys.
ripper.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it. And Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler said I could live stream the birth.
I think there's rules like for camera angles and stuff that you have to follow, like laws and stuff.
No.
What a shame that there's rules in place.
No, it'd be beautiful.
Thank God.
And honestly, I don't ever want to see that again in my life. I accidentally peeked down on baby number 3 and saw what was actually happening there. Oh, the nurse just like shoved this like chair thing behind me and looks at the doctors like, what? He's a big guy. I'm not trying to catch him.
Yeah.
No, they thought I was going down for sure. And I just sat down in that chair. They're like, hey, you going to come cut the umbilical cord? I'm like, no. You guys got it. I ain't trying to stand up right now.
That's really common, apparently. Lots of guys pass out or faint in delivery room.
Not this. This isn't fainting.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
you're a
pitch
tougher
out.
man than I, man.
Nah, I'll cry. I'll fall apart. I will absolutely crumble like a broken biscuit.
Me too.
Childbirth was one of the coolest and most horrible experiences of my life. You sit there and like your child's being born and this is incredible, but your wife is in so much pain and screaming and crying and there's nothing you could do about it, man. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like the best, worst day all in one.
Yeah.
It's like, give her more drugs or give me some drugs, something. Like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what we're like as men. We see problem, fix problem.
Yeah.
And then we see the person we love the most. It was the same during the 18 months. There was nothing I could do. I'm watching my wife go
take
bald,
it
and
from
I'm
me.
like, what can I do? And there's nothing we can do. So this will be a bit more fun.
Yeah, where do I sign to take over this right now so you don't have to do this anymore? Like, how do I do this? Like, you can't do anything about it. It's terrible, man.
It is awesome. Are you heading off to work
I'm
now?
going to head off. It was nice to chat. I hope you guys have fun.
Well, have a great day at work. Love you.
Thanks, Mwah. Love you.
Love
See ya.
you. Mrs.
Bye.
Aussie Arm
Bullshit.
Wrestler.
My kiss got blown and you got whatever, guys.
Oh, don't worry. When you come to Australia, I'm sure Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler will grab you by the top of the head and just plant one on there. Let me get through some chats quickly. Zebedee Kawhi, sorry if I butchered your name, says, just donating support. Cheers, mate. This is shaping up to be good. Can't wait to see the documentary. We'll surely be thinking back on these days. Thank you very much. Paul Barrett is loving the beer throne.
Does that documentary, does that get better or worse
Better.
if Devon loses?
Either. I don't think, because if he loses, it leaves the option for a rematch and we end on a cliffhanger.
There won't be one.
Wins, I think it would be good. Some good comments here. Game of Beer Thrones.
My buddy and I actually went to Walmart and we dressed up as like guys that are supposed to be doing some work or something. And we just picked up this giant cardboard cut up throne and we walked it out of the store. And they were like, what are you doing with that? We're like, oh no, we got to take this over to the other location now. And we just brought it over to the house and I had a Game of Thrones chair. It was awesome.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Everyone with all the kind comments. Miss Aussie Arm Wrestler doesn't follow arm wrestling, but she gets excited that I love it so much. Everyone with your beautiful congratulations and things like that. Thank you so much. White Wolf, Evan, we make beer thrones every day at work. Everyone's saying,
yeah, well, that guy sits there with 500,000 cases of beer around him. I would definitely be getting fired from that job. I would just go live every afternoon and just sit there and get plowed.
That is that's awesome. That I want to see you now in the beer chair in the liquor store in the background. That'd be beautiful. I think you would go broke because you would just drink all your stock.
It happens. Well,
But
what do you think it's there for?
Yeah. Here we go. You can stream the birth of the baby as long as the baby doesn't take its elbow off the pad. Watch that hand squeeze. Ozzy, good to see you so happy. Mate, I am one of the most happiest people in the world. Don't you worry about that. Pulling John sucked at the end. Going to your thing because he lost in the overalls. There
And
you
Travis
go.
lost.
Yeah. Bastards. Evan, are you a fan of Trailer Park Boys?
Yes. I love the Trailer Park Boys. I've actually met a few of them, and they're like super fun to hang out with. Funny thing, Leahy doesn't drink at
There
all.
you go.
And I could swear that dude was hammered every episode. Like, for real.
That's awesome.
But he doesn't drink. Randy, however, will get hammered and smoke hash with you all night.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that show as well. My older brother absolutely loves it. Fox 8 Ball says, if not for Jess being super cool, this might not even be a thing. We will talk about that when she comes on the show, which is awesome. Can see why you get along with the Money Slam. Trailer Park Boys, my favorite ever, which is good. Everyone is in there. It is awesome. We've got 129 people in the chat, and that is purely because I've got one of the most entertaining people on the YouTube at the moment. He just spits straight fire, and that is the beer man, Evan Burgoyne. We'll probably go for another 10, 15 minutes. Then Evan can have a rest, because make sure in just under 2 hours, continue the chat. The beer man is rocking and rolling. He is doing it. Performance Enhancing Pancake says, if Devon wins, Disney is going to take control of the talk. Make it all PC and shit.
Oh, man, Disney has got some wild stuff on their streaming service that should not be on a family-oriented station. Disney is not a family-oriented thing whatsoever.
Yeah, you can sign up to like an R18 over.
You can watch you can have it set for like only the kids stations and they can only watch that. But I mean, you get to watch like Deadpool, Sons of Anarchy, and all sorts of shit that is just not for kids whatsoever.
My mum's given me free Disney. She's given me her account. The first thing I watched, Mighty Ducks, the TV series. Couldn't help myself.
The TV show or the cartoon?
Nah, the TV series.
I like the cartoon myself.
The cartoon. Yeah,
the Alien Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
They were awesome.
It is good. And everyone's
the first things I watched when I got Disney Plus was D2, The Mighty Ducks Are Back.
Yes.
And then the entire Gargoyles series.
Gargoyles. I'll tell you what, speaking of sooks, if everyone is on about Devon being a sook, go back and watch the Mighty Ducks movies. Charlie Conway is the biggest sook ever. Like, makes the national team and he's cracking the shit because they're not called the Mighty Ducks, or they've got other people that aren't the Ducks, and the coach is banging his mum. It's like, mate, pull your head in. This is going from pee-wee hockey to professional. It's ridiculous.
And for a guy that didn't even belong on the team, like, what's he talking about?
Yeah. It's only because your mum helped organize it and was doing a bit of, Yeah,
they give the coach a little sucky, you get on the team. You get made the captain, whatever.
Putting the bomb in Bombay. We'll just we'll leave. Sorry. So Paul Barrett says, question for you, Evan. How do they make it so good and sell so cheap?
I don't know, but I am definitely coming out with my own beer line.
I may be having a meeting with a brewery next month about possibly having a limited edition Ready Bang beer here in Australia.
You got to be sending me some of those.
How weird is that? How weird is that? Not my monkeys, not my circus. 100% they ruined Star Wars. Disney, love the Game Changers, Mighty Ducks. I loved it too, except for the ending. White Wolf, thank you very much. He says, Evan, serious question. I love when it comes to like our regular YouTubers and things like that, because they love the banter and everything. And they've got to say, right, I'm serious now. Which Trailer Park Boy would make the best arm wrestler? Ricky, Bubbles, or Julian? F. Randy.
Oh, I mean, Ricky would never understand the rules. Bubbles doesn't look like he could do anything. His cat might be better. Julian looks like he's pretty jacked. He's probably pretty good. I would go with Julian out of those three, but you know, oh fuck.
Oh, you've all right. You've got him here. And while you're trying to think of that, Evan, everyone hit the likes. Let's get over to 100. You Dead Set Legends. And Ricky, Bubbles, Julian. Pin one, lose to one, get rid of one.
What?
Arm wrestling's favorite game. You've got to choose which one of those three you get a pin, which one of those three you got to lose to, and which one of those three you're kicking off Trailer Park Boys.
I would lose to Bubbles because it's Bubbles. I would pin No, this is a terrible question. I'm not getting rid of any of them. They're all staying.
You've got to. It's the game.
I don't like it. Well, I guess I'd pin Julian and get rid of Ricky because Julian seems tougher to pin. But I don't want to get rid of Ricky. I hate this game completely. This is the stupidest game ever.
That's what makes it work. I'll give you a pass because you came on last minute and you're a superstar / I hate you and I hate your face. Travis Newsom, thank you very much. You Dead Set Legend. He says, congratulations on the kiddo guy. Aussie, question to you and Beer Man. I'm competing in my first arm wrestling tournament on July 16th. Do you guys have any advice for a first-time competitor? Thank you very much, Travis. First of all, I must say, good on you for competing in your first tournament. I cannot stand people that won't compete. They train and train and train, not ready, and then bitch out all the time. So I absolutely love it. Evan, have you got any advice off the top of your head?
Sorry, wasn't listening again. Hit me with that again.
So we've got Travis here. The question on the screen. Travis is competing in his first arm wrestling tournament, mid-July. Got any advice for him?
Pay attention to the ref. The hardest thing about competing is making sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, no matter how much training you do to get ready for it. A real tournament is very unique, and you need to do it a bunch of times. And don't worry about even winning a match. My goal for all of my guys on their first event is not being completely flashed every time. Anytime that you can get a match to stop and start working, I would rather you lose a good match than win an easy one every time. But paying attention to that ref in the setup, being able to know what you're doing with your hand while watching that ref for when he says go. As soon as his lips curl like he's going to say go, you should already be moving.
There you go. And my advice would be do not go unless you're completely happy. Not getting, you'll probably go to a ref's grip and that is fine. But if you are too uncomfortable, I would keep fighting and give yourself a foul if need be. Ready Bang Beer. So good luck to you, Travis, as well. Let me know how you go. And if you have a really good crack at it, send me some footage and I'll give you a Ready Bang commentary over it. Paul Barrett says, Ready Bang Beer. Marcus Thompson, I'm starting whiskey business. Pity you don't drink that, Evan. Well,
I love whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Aussie,
whiskey and vodka.
Aussie beer is a waste of time. Are you kidding? Australian beer is fantastic, which is good. Thank you very much for your super chat. Beerman Burgoyne and his bad company. Ozzy, I just want you to know that I don't like you. Right, give me 2 seconds. I just got to quickly do something. It is 8:20 here in the morning, and I just have to do something.
I'm just glad he's wearing pants when he got up. I don't know where he's going, but I'm really interested to find out. He doesn't ever get up and walk out of a lot. I do it all the time. You can't drink as much as I do and never piss. So me leaving makes sense.
I'm not pissing. I'm just gonna have a beer with you.
What a friggin' amateur. See how I did that? I didn't swear because we're not on my channel. What an amateur. He doesn't even keep the beers where he can reach them during the live.
Yeah, well,
rookie.
What was happening is I was having beers at 8:20 in the morning or 4 in the morning, and then like Jess would come down and I'd be like, oh, I've just had 3 or 4 beers. I can't be bothered walking the dog at the moment, but I'm going to have a beer.
My girl's name is Jess too.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do a whole podcast. Oh, I tell you, and it works for RVJ's channel. You know what I would love to see, and I think it would be an awesome content for you, is Mrs. Beerman Reacts. So when you go into your rampage, see, I invited RVJ and Heather. Well, I invited everyone. You came on as well. The 24-hour podcast. And I said, Heather, I want you to jump on as well. And just watching Heather's reaction was almost as entertaining, if not more, than what RVJ was saying, because he got a little bit under the weather. So I think it would be hilarious if Mrs. Beerman was just sitting there when you do the one-on-one and you're 15, 20 beers in. Oh, what's it? This would be, yeah, you've got to do it.
So normally she sits in the other chair just outside of the screen here.
Oh, if
And
she's
like,
around, I said hello.
Well, she's not here right now. She's upstairs. It's a little early. The kids are still up.
Yep.
But normally at that point, she just sits there and shakes her head at me. Like when 3 hours into this conversation, we ended up talking about the Gabby Sarah match and who I wanted to win. And I'm like, well, Gabby, because Sarah's built like a dude and Gabby got a fat ass. So I'm always going to cheer for her. And she's just looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
See, that would be the best. You should just or just grab your phone and secretly film and have that conversation.
Well,
That'd
she does
be
all my
awesome.
filming for me. So I've got like this broken piece of shit phone. The screen's cracked and it films in like 64 pixels. Like it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like there's like 32 gigs of storage on the phone because it's old and piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
the like software to run the phone takes up like 28 of it. So like there's no room to do anything on it. Like it's literally I can get calls and that's it.
Yeah.
And her phone breaks over the weekend when we're down, like we're out of town, we're in Barrie, and she's like the one going live on my YouTube for me, and like she doesn't have a phone now. So we go and get her a new phone, but we get her a good phone and the camera and the storage space and all of that jazz that costs more money. And I'm still running around here with this $30 piece of shit. So me trying to film her is just not going to work. But if you ever want to see how Mrs. Beerman and I get along with each other like that, just like sign into my Pornhub.
There you go. There you go. OnlyFans. White Wolf says Julian fouls out every time. Can't hold on to the peg with rum and coke in his hand. Get rid of Randy, lose to Corey, and pin LaHaye.
Leahy? No. Can't pin Leahy. Man, a shitstorm will start brewing.
Marcus Thompson says, Jake, want me to translate Evan's super chat? Marcus Thompson has officially hired Uncle John to translate you towards the end.
You know, I need somebody to translate for Marcus most of the time, which is weird.
Well, I'm Irish. I'm half Irish. My dad was Irish. So when Marcus sometimes does have a bit too many and I read his super chat, I read it perfectly. And sometimes he can.
Yeah, Mom's Irish. Like, but still, like I speak Drunkenese fluently.
Drunkenese. Beautiful.
But I can't read what he's texting in half the time when he gets all jammed up. It's incredible to me.
Are you going to do this again?
That didn't happen.
It was a bit of a shove. Everyone's having a bit of fun.
Thing is I thought he was like a full-grown person. I had no idea that he was actually like 130 pounds.
That was the video's actually the video's quite funny. Evan, tell everyone what is coming up on the channel. And then we might quickly talk about this before you go live on your channel, because we'll finish up in about 3-4 minutes, guys. It means we've been going for an hour and a half, and really appreciate Evan's time and everyone in the chat. But I've probably had more than I should with Evan's time, because he's going to go live a little bit later on.
So on my channel, I'm going to be going live tonight, basically covering most of the stuff we did tonight. And yeah, it's just Thursday night, hanging out, getting to chat with all the fans. Anybody watching? Nobody's going on tonight. Uncle John is got his own to-do list tonight.
Yep.
Which is super cool. So if nothing's happening, usually I end my lives Thursday earlier when Uncle John's coming on afterwards, so we're not like crossing over each other. Like,
yeah,
he's like the one guy I don't ever want to be overlapping with,
100%.
But he's not on tonight, so I don't know. I guess we're going till I run out of beer.
There you go. And so you can elaborate it more on your channel. I just want a one-word answer from you. Can Ryan SB beat Devon on the left?
No.
He will elaborate on his channel why. You saw the interview with me, and I put out that little snippet, and I've got nothing wrong with that. It is going to be awesome. If you've got any more quick questions to go from there, please, if you are new to, if you're an Aussie Arm Wrestler fan and never heard of Evan Burgoyne, what are you doing with yourself? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Got to get him to 5,000 very, very quickly. He's almost there. And the best thing about it, Evan doesn't give a shit how many subscribers he's got. He just cares about people in the chat so he can hang out, have a laugh, have a beer, speak incoherently, and yeah.
I got no problems against having subscribers, but yeah. As long as I've got people there to hang out with, I'm happy, man. Always happy.
Absolutely. Mazel Jador, he says, 1 answer no, 2 answers, ready, bang, the Mazzillion Air. Just so you know, guys, I'll be live calling the Vendettas on the weekend. Michael Todd versus Ryan Espy, and also, what's the other match that's underneath? Tim Bresnan, Matt Mask. Who's winning those matches, Evan?
Fuck. Stylistically, I really like Matt against Tim, just in the way that they pull. And I'm buddies with both of them, but I want Tim to win. I'm kind of thinking Matt will. Left-handed, I have no idea how Michael Todd beat Robbie Topi. It doesn't make sense. Michael Todd's left is shit. Topi's left is not.
Yeah.
SB should smash Michael Todd. If for somehow Michael Todd actually gets this done, I would be extremely impressed with him. His left hand is now better than his right.
Beautiful. You've heard it there first. And then, of course, if you're a UFC fan out there, we've got an Australian in the main event on a 20-win fight streak taking on the Korean Zombie. And I am going to call my first live UFC event. So hopefully everyone can join us on the weekend.
Is
Evan,
he Australian or New Zealand?
I believe he's Australian, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, beauty. And the spam has come in. Webcams, chat, hot girls and boys, a video chat. That's coming, a new thing at the moment. It's very addictive because there's still 94 people in the chat. So
is there like a link to that? Can I sign up or what?
Yeah, just click on it. They got all the emojis happening. Yeah, he's either Australian or Kiwi, but I'll claim him anyway when I'm calling the action. Guys, you have all been dead set superstars. I've really enjoyed it. If you're an Evan follower and you've come over to the Aussie Arm Wrestler, thank you very much for coming
Why has
across.
nobody linked my channel in here? What the?
Yeah, it's been linked a few times.
I don't pay attention, man. I just like bringing it up.
Yeah, the Mazillionaire. If you have not, I mean, it'd be ridiculous. I believe everyone that's subscribed to my channel would be subscribed to yours. But if you're not, just go and smash this. 162 votes. And they say that Levan is the one that walks away from King of the Table. 90 minutes, guys. Go have a break for 90 minutes. Then get back up YouTube. Evan Burgoyne is going to go bang. And we're going to go nuts there. I am the Aussie Arm Wrestler. I will just got to do one more thing for Evan before we go. And that is have a beer out of my trophy.
That's amazing, buddy.
Yeah, that is that. It tastes better out of the trophy as well.
It always does. It always does. Now, for anybody that doesn't want to watch the same show basically twice, it is not the same show.
No.
I try to behave myself very much so while I'm over here, and I will be getting unruly very shortly over on my live.
Basically,
we'll have a beer.
PG-13, but if you want the R-rated version, 90 minutes. Get over there. Thank you very much. Mazel, how do I order an Aussie shirt? I don't know if I've got any left your size, Mazel. I'll have a look upstairs. But if I do, I'll just send you one because you're a superstar.
Mazel can fit stuff himself into a medium if needed.
Yeah, I'll have a look, Mazel, but you aren't paying at all because Mazel's he's from day one, he's been a big fan of the channel, and I am big on loyalty. All right, you sweet son of a bitches. It's very hard to say bye to 100 people watching at once. It's too addictive, but go over and check out Evan's show in just under 90 minutes. You dead set legends.